in the big feature, Bryan Ferry talks about his new album, plus a look at his early days as a solo artist and as frontman to Roxy Music. I'm Lynn Parsons with some classic album tracks coming right up here on the Album Show. It's the release of MAMOUNA, Bryan Ferry's first album of original songs in 7 years. To mark the occasion, we raided the archive for some of his classic tracks. They're coming later, but first, more on his new album.
Havana moon, you got me in the strangest mood. Just me, myself, no one else would ever be so blue. No backstreet woman, no grand hotel. The only face out of place, an empty shell. I wanna be alone, I wanna be alone. Me, myself, no one else, I wanna be alone. Havana moon, nobody knows me like you do. Nowhere to turn, never learn, I can't break through.
I like very much to deal with abstract moods, you know, which is why, you know, I guess music appeals to me.
Those abstract moods are encapsulated in 10 new tracks, which Bryan Ferry wrote and co-produced for MAMOUNA.
All the atmosphere and, you know, a lot of the textures, the mood, the whole thing, it's tied in between what he does with the keyboard and his vocal, and the vocal lines.
All the time you're trying to look for something unique, really. And so it's a process of discovery for yourself, as much as for anybody else.
Former Roxy Music colleague Brian Eno co-wrote one of the album's tracks with Bryan Ferry. Roxy guitarist and saxophonist Phil Manzanera and Andy McKay also played on a number of tracks. In addition, a host of other accomplished musicians who'd previously worked with Michael Jackson, Madonna and Eric Clapton were part of the process of discovery.
When you're doing like a few songs for an album, you always try to get to this point where each song has its own look, has its own picturesque quality that you try and bring out as much as you can, you know, as well as having an overall good feel to all the tracks. You want in particular, you want each song to have its own sort of visual identity. I do, because I'm a very visual person. The colours and imagery of the song are very important.
Bryan, I think, may have made his best solo album to date. I think that's what we'll be looking back and thinking about this record. Certainly got some of the best vocals I've ever heard him do on it, and probably the strongest bunch of material that he's put together on one record.
Well, I like to think that this was the this is the album that people wanted to hear from me at this point. That's all I could say, really, isn't it? Because that's the album I wanted to make, and there it is.
No backstreet woman, no grand hotel. The only face out of place, an empty shell. I wanna be alone. me, myself, no one else. I wanna be alone.